My name is Melissa. I've worked with Medical Center Ophthalmology Associates for about 5.5 years now. We have 4 ODs and 9 MDs in all different specialties. We have retina, pediatric, oculoplastics, glaucoma, and cornea. We have 4 locations in San Antonio, Texas, and 1 in Del Rio, Texas. Our largest location is located in San Antonio. We usually have between 4 and 6 doctors with full clinic going on at that location, and we normally run about 300 patients through that clinic a day. So what were my goals when I decided, you know what, let's look into Clearways. Let's see what we can accomplish. Of course, I wanted to try to reduce overhead. I had 23 front desk employees for all of the locations I just mentioned. I wanted to increase our collections. As many of you may know, front desk employees don't like to ask patients for past due balances. They don't like to ask for copays, especially because it can start an argument, or maybe they just feel bad about doing it. Our patient demographic is very old, between 70 and 85. Most of those patients are on fixed incomes, and sometimes, that plays to the heartstrings of your front desk employees. And I also wanted to get a better understanding of patient flow. In our clinic, patients would come up, they'd sign in. What would take so long, to get them ready for the technician? I wanted to get a better understanding of that as well. So what I decided to do was go to Thomas Eye Group. I know that they had been using Clearways for quite some time, and they're also a very large ophthalmology practice. So we flew to Atlanta, and we come to this very large office building, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. We walk in, and it is so quiet. There is nobody in the waiting room except one concierge. Her job was to assist patient with the check-in. And I just thought, oh my gosh, they see almost 600 patients a day through that clinic. And there's nobody in the waiting room, and you could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet. I was for sure we were in the wrong place. Clearwave, we've implemented it in July of 2015, so we've had it for some time now. And our first month, we did get 80% of patients to actually use it. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, the impact on overhead. I had 23 front desk employees, and I went down to 7. The kiosk, the automation, really we wanted to go paperless. What can we do to go paperless? And this is what we chose to do. So those 23 staff members, we didn't let them go. We didn't fire them because of the kiosk. That's typically the number one complaint I get from patients. How many people did you let go to get these computers? We hear it every day. And I can confidently answer that 0. I didn't let any of my front desk staff go. I just knew, you know what? They have skills. Maybe they could be technicians. We can move them over to billing. Patient collections. Okay, so this was a huge one for me. I wanted to try to increase our collections. Again, the front desk staff, they're very timid. They don't want to ask patients for copays. They don't want to discuss past due balances. And they didn't want to get into an argument with a patient. I don't know about your patients, but ours are very verbal, and they like to argue. And that's something that the front desk employee didn't want to put themselves in that type of situation, especially if they're asking for large past due balances. Again, our demographic is mostly elderly. Most of them are on a fixed income, and they just did not want to ask. So far, after implementing the kiosk, we have collected over $1 million. That includes copays and past due balances. And what we noticed is that patients do not argue with a computer. I don't know what it is, but they will happily pay a past due balance on the computer.